in this day and age, and you're saying that Dr. Bawumia is running away from the economy. That is not true. Randy, my senior knows in this day and age, no government can run an effective economy without recourse to the digital economy. Why do we say the digital economy? It's an aspect of the economy that we need to invest heavily in to be able to move our economy to a certain level. The 21st century is not about demand and supply. It's about how to enhance or improve upon the demand and supply. And you do this based on where we are going. Nations are focusing on artificial intelligence. They are focusing on robotics. They are having smart classrooms, preparing our children, our youth, to embrace the digital space that we find ourselves in. So if former President Mahama is not thinking about how to cash in on the benefits of the digitalization, then he should better go and sleep. That is why you guys are even struggling to even explain a concept you yourself have proposed about 24-hour economy. From what I've listened so far, I think you're the only person who came closer to it. From selling water in the night to providing electricity to farmers, on their farms and all that, to rearing lions and tigers and chimpanzees for exportation. You cannot even explain a simple concept. One concept from your outfit is being given several varied and diverse explanations. It means that you are not even fit to govern. The Fabra himself couldn't explain it. When I heard you explaining it, you made some sense that, it will help us to fully utilize equipment in our factories and all that. That is closer to what maybe he means. But I was expecting you that by now, you guys shall give us a policy document that spells out what you intend to do, than to allow your innocent communicators to go and misrepresent that concept. Then later on, you fire that person from a communication outfit in the Ashanti region. Embarrassing and disgracing somebody who holds a PhD. That's unfair. But you see, Randy, on Tuesday, I represented my minister at an event at UPSC. And that UPSC's annual leadership lecture series, it was delivered by the Right Honorable the Lord Watson. Randy, fantastic delivery. And I told the VC that he should make sure that the speech should be made available to all the students, those in now and those they will enroll later, because a lot of insights in that particular lecture. Randy, he said some things that I want to, with your permission, put out there. He said that the COVID-19 exposed the world of the fragility of our supply lines. And he said again that no country in this world escaped the difficulties and challenges of COVID-19. No country. My senior Adongo knows, Randy yourself, you know that COVID-19 has serious negative implications on every economy, and Ghana is included. I will not sit here and say that we don't have internal issues, but huge parts of what we are going to as a result of that. Before that, the economy was not doing badly. Randy, even Russia, I was there last week. Randy, Russia, because of the war with Ukraine, they are going through a lot of difficulties. The sanctions regime imposed on them is affecting the economy, and it will have, some form of cascading effect on other countries, that depend on that economy. That's a fact. So we are going through difficulties as a result of some of these issues. But the government, knowing that, has accepted that we are going through challenges. Nonetheless, we are doing our best to make sure that the Ghanaian doesn't suffer much the brunt we are going to. Randy, you know, and I've been saying that the policies we have rolled out, he is saying that the policies have led us to where we are. Randy, I beg to disagree. At least some of the policies, for example, 1D1F, has not, probably might not have significantly improved upon our economic fortunes. But in some regard, it has offered some relief in the economy. Because there are some people who have gotten jobs working in there. We come to Kasapekon at Kwadaso. There are a lot of guys from my constituency and other constituencies who are working there. But for Kasapekon and other factories that we have now, the unemployment burden would have been greater than now. Okay, so, and these are all efforts that the government put in place to ensure that the economy, did well. When in 2016 we campaigned that we were going to move from tradition to production. Very good intention. And when we got power, we made sure that some taxes got some reduction. But when do you know? My senior also knows that. No, you know some. You know some things. That the idea of reducing taxes is to empower factories and industries, to enhance their power to be able to expand and employ. That's the idea. But expansion doesn't work overnight. And we've had structural difficulties in this country over the years. Addressing them will take time. Having well productive factories, one day it will take time. Factories start, then they will expand. When the economic environment is conducive, convenient, and it gives them the opportunity to thrive. They don't happen overnight. So I'm not expecting that the 1D1F that has been implemented will quickly turn our fortunes. We need to invest in that. Have more of them. Create the enabling environment for them to expand and recruit more. That is how we will get there. So you cannot tell me that that policy has failed. Kingsley High School has taken a chunk of our resources, but one day is an investment in the right direction. Yesterday, we marked World Day against child labor, ending child labor by 2025, according to the SDG 87, target 87, that we should end child labor in all its forms by 2025. In this country, we have about 1.1 million of our children, going to such form of difficulties. But the point is that through the free senior high school, but for that, we would have gotten a lot of our youth on the streets. I'm a teacher and I know. Roddy, I'm telling you that kindergartens that we have built across the country, when I was teaching at my 18 in 1995 to 1997, Randy, most of the children didn't have access to kindergarten. They come to school, class 1, some were 10 years, some were 11 years. They didn't get opportunity. We have our children, Randy, in rural areas and other deprived areas. Their IQs are even better than the IQs of our children. But without access to education, their talents are buried. We need to stop that. And some of these children find themselves on the street. So you have kindergarten, create the access. Some of these children will get opportunity. When do you know something? You start school at grade 1, 6 years on the average. In some countries, it's 7 years. And by the time you go to class 1, the foundation should have been built at the preschool level, kindergarten, for example. You should know how to read, how to write. If you get to class 1 and you cannot read, building on art is very difficult. These are things that we are doing, but one day it will take time. So And I've been saying that when I was at my 18 teaching, Randy, there were some people, some of the students, if they had gotten the opportunity that others have right now, probably we would have been reaping on their talents and their intelligence. This is what the government is doing for the country. And I believe that any government that continues, even though I believe that Otabamia is going to win again, should be able to continue with that policy. Randy, it doesn't help when only few people in our country are having the best of life and their children. Those deprived must be given the opportunity. And the platform, Randy, is education. That's the platform. So any government that decides to fund education, Sierra Leone, they spend 22% of their budget on education. 20% of their GDP on education or so. Ghana, we are not doing, I think we are doing about 15-16% or so. Randy, that is the area we should go. I'm happy at times.
I don't like those figures. I think that hidden in those figures are the real facts.
But at least,
sometimes you look at the thing and you say, 20-something%. You go and interrogate the figures, and about 70% is going to recurrent expenditure.
Randy, but at least.
So I like to interrogate.
I agree with you. Recurrent expenditures are not bad because they go into service and all that. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm just talking about the provision of education. Sometimes that figure can be misleading.
I agree with you. Like GDP and others, they can be misleading unless, you go into the details. I agree with you. But I'm saying that per global benchmarks, if you are doing 22%, 20%, that's where you have to be. But we are not there yet. But the point is that we need to encourage our government to do more in that area. His focus is clear on his mind. What he thinks must be done to move this country forward. Exchange rate, it's not doing well. We admit we took it at 4.7 or so.
Hey.
I think it was 4.75 or so. When we took it in 2017. How much?
In this country?
No.
How was it? No. Oh, I'm saying that. I said.
Although you were still in Germany.
No. I'm saying that. Randy, I said I think I might be.
Don't think.
Give me a counter.
No, don't think.
Give me a counter.
Don't think it's not correct.
So which is correct?
You know, just go.
No.
You make your point.
Okay, so I'm saying that is what I remember.
Yes.
Was the rate.
Okay.
NDC took it at a certain level. It increased. We came. But you see, I'm not happy it is at where it is. But the point is that if we had done nothing to ensure its stability, then I will be a more worried person. How we began, I mentioned the 1D1M. That was one of the agenda. Okay, so if you're able to get more factories, if we build them well, we are able to add value to what we produce here. We reduce or lessen our import drive and all that, and we have import substitution factories here. It will lessen our dependence on the dollar. So we put in place something. What we put in place hasn't, borne the needed results that we anticipated. But it doesn't mean that intervention is wrong. But for that intervention, probably we will have been importing more than we are doing right now. Okay, so Randy, that is one. The idea to have the Ghana card, Randy, is also helping us to formalize the informal sector. In most jurisdictions, when you go, fiscal cash to buy something, they won't even accept it. Difficult. They want to have a cashless economy. And don't you think that a cashless economy will help us to check the rate our currency for us? So deliberately, we are doing something. Then all of a sudden, as a genius factors that were so devastating hit us. Nonetheless, we are doing our best to ensure that we will be able to soothe the pains and ameliorate the suffering Ghanaians are going through. Okay, so we should not create the impression that the policies are giving us problems. We have ambulance. Every district has one. We have them. They are helping. Randy, they are providing some services. But for that, probably some worthy lives might have been lost. The jobs they have created, if they are even 100, Randy, it has power. I don't think that they had bad intentions. At the end of the day, it is what you delivered that society will look on and judge you.